Hi, I'm Brien Posey, and in this video I want to show you how to use PowerShell to initialize a disk on a Windows 10 system. So right now I'm logged into a Windows 10 PC, and what I'm going to do is right-click on the Start button, and I'll go to Run, and I'm going to type diskmanagement.msc, that's diskmgmt.msc, and click OK. And that's going to open up the Disk Management console. And the reason why I wanted to open this console is just to show you that we have a disk that's attached to this system that hasn't been initialized yet. You can see that I'm getting a message saying that you must initialize a disk before Logical Disk Manager can access it. I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of this because I want to use PowerShell to initialize the disk. I just wanted to show you what the system currently looks like before I open up PowerShell. So I'll go ahead and click Cancel. And you can see my new disk right here. We have 127 gigabytes of unallocated space on a disk that is not initialized. Let me go ahead and close this out. And now I'm going to open an elevated PowerShell session. So I'll click on the Start button, and I'll go to All Apps, and I'll expand Windows PowerShell, and right-click on Windows PowerShell, and Run as Administrator. Okay, so here we are in PowerShell, and the very first thing that I want to do is to take a look at the disk configuration on this machine. So I'm going to go ahead and type a command. I'll type get-disk, that's the PowerShell commandlet that retrieves information about the disks that are attached to a system. And then I'm going to pipe that into select object, number, model, size, health status, operational status, and partition style. I'll press enter. And we can see that this PC has two different disks. So we have disk 0 that's listed first, and this is a virtual disk. Both of these are virtual disks. I'm working on a Hyper-V virtual machine. And we can see the disk size, we can see that it's healthy, and we can see that this particular disk is formatted GPT and it's currently online. Now if you look at disk 1 down here near my mouse pointer, you can see that it's also healthy, and right now it's online, but it's configured with a raw partition. So we need to change that. So the important thing that we're taking away from this particular screen is that the disk that we need to work on is disk number 1. So the next thing that we have to do is bring this disk online. Actually, the disk is already online, but we'll pretend that it's not because I want to show you how to bring the disk online. So to do that, I'm going to type get-disk and then number 1 as a way of indicating that we are working with disk number 1. And then I'm going to use the set-disk commandlet to set the offline status to false, thereby bringing the disk online. I'll go ahead and press enter. And so now our disk should be online. The next thing that we have to do is to initialize the disk. And I'm going to do that by typing initialize disk, and then I'll set the number parameter to 1, indicating that we're still working with disk 1, and we're going to set the partition style to GPT. I'll press enter. Now we need to create a partition on the disk, and for that I'm going to use the new partition commandlet. So I'm going to type new-partition, disk number 1, and then I'm going to set the drive letter to F. We could use any drive letter that isn't currently taken, but I'm just going to go with F. And then I'm going to specify the use maximum size parameter as a way of telling PowerShell that we want to use all of the available disk space for this partition. I'll press enter, and you can see the results of the operation. We now have partition number 2 and drive letter F. And we can see that this is set to 126.98 gigabytes. And so the last thing that we have to do is to format the volume that we just created. And so to do that, I am going to type format-volume, drive letter F, and I'm going to set the file system to NTFS. I'll press enter, and you can see that the disk is being formatted. And if I open up File Explorer and go to this PC, we now have disk F ready to use, fully provisioned with PowerShell. So that's how you use PowerShell to provision a new disk.